it's Ronnie, and welcome to a scrapbooking processing video. I am scrapping that picture of my two granddaughters, and most of this stuff is Spectrum Sherbet, but the background sheet is Craft Consortium. And then I'm also going to use those alphas there, and I use a scrap from the Craft Consortium is what I use for it. And that black cut file, my friend Debbie sent that to me, and I thought it'd go great on this layout. The paper pad that background paper came from is light grunge. And so it has a lot of pastels, but then it has the grunge look. I'm using salvage patina, and I am going to sprinkle it on my cut file because I didn't want it to look completely plain with all that background of grunge. So I finally decided that I was going to sprinkle on it. And I did intend to ink the edges with the salvage patina, but somehow I forgot about it. I am going to layer my photo under, that piece of ephemera from the Spectrum Sherbet, and then some black, and then another scrap that was there from the Craft Consortium. And then I'm just going to put some flowers and stuff on here. First, when I seen this photo, there's several, but this one, it has both the girls in it instead of just one. My daughter took the photos, and I don't know if it's her ideas or Renee's idea, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the girls' idea to pretend to be smoking. And I did not even notice that's what they were doing at first, because I don't see somebody smoking that often. And then it hit me, that's what they were doing. So my title's going to go along the lines of, back when they quit having commercials on TV, back when they did have them, it was cool, and that was the word they used, to smoke. And there even one kind of cigarette named Cool that's spelled with a K, I think, I'm not sure. But so my title's going to be Best Not So Cool Time. And so they'll question what my title's at. But this one's going in my album. I will have to scrap one each for their album, but because I'm sure they would want it. But yeah, this one's going in my album. Well, unless one of them says that they want it, because it's kind of hard to say no when you know you can make another one. That camera there, if y'all don't recognize it, is from a Chamel. I think it was a Christmas collection, and it was a whole sheet of cameras and a viewfinder thing, and I cut the whole sheet out, so I still have several in my little container with all the cameras. And when I went to pull it out, because I thought of it and the color of it, I seen that clap, I think it's called clapboard, and I had stamped several out with my old, I think it's called Big Red stamp, and it's not going to stay on the layout because I couldn't get it to work. It just didn't look quite right. I think if I had pulled the stamp out and stamped one on a piece of scrap paper from the Craft Consortium, I would have liked it better, but the white just seemed kind of blah compared to the other colors, so I ended up taking it off. I am using laser cuts from both the tidal wave and the Spectrum Sherbet part, strawberry part, I think that's what they call it. And I'm going to make two clusters, one on each side of the photo, but then I'm going to end up putting another cluster at the top. So unless you count my title, I'm going to have 4 clusters, but I'm counting my title and having it 5. I considered backing the star, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought, no, I think I want it just the way it is. And it seemed to go better with the photo, leaving it the way it was instead of backing it with any colors. And I really like the background on this sheet of paper. It's probably prettier in person. Well, I guess you'll be able to tell at the end of the video. But yeah, I really like the colors in it. The opposite side has more blue colors. And apparently I like this one really well because there's 3 of each sheet in that paper pad. And this was the last sheet, so I know I used the other 2 sheets on a layout. I'm putting that little viewfinder over there on the bottom right, and I intended on more showing than actually ended up showing. When I put that flower down just now, I lowered it. I put it lower than I originally intended. I didn't even notice it till the end, and I thought, well, some of the stuff's down with liquid glue, and I think I just better leave it where it's at rather than try moving it because those laser cuts, some of them are pretty delicate. Now, a couple of people have asked if I do a close up cutting the branches apart and how I decide to cut them. Well, I look at the spot I'm going to put it in, and then I look at the branch and decide which piece I can cut and make it look good enough. Now, this one here, I cut a couple pieces off, but then see how that one spread a little bit? I am going to clip it, move it closer together, and then glue those 2 pieces together so it's not spread out as much. And I already clipped it. I don't think I've glued it yet on the video. And then I'm cutting apart the other leaf uh, just so I can put a few here and there. And I am curling the ends of them up. And a lot of times I'll curl the flowers too. It depends on what's around the flower. If it's all by itself, it's easy to curl. But if there's leaves attached, not so easy. So I usually leave them alone if it don't look like I can do it without maybe damaging the leaf or something. And like I said, these laser cuts are pretty delicate, but oh, so gorgeous anyway. And I would have made this baby got scraps because I did use scraps, but I forgot to show my scraps at the beginning. I had them sitting right there next to me and used them for the black and then the green that's right behind the photo. But I forgot to show them, so, but they are scraps. Just so y'all know, they are. I Oh, this is when I decided I needed something right below the photo, I think. And oh, no, not yet. I haven't decided that yet. And unfortunately, several times I wasn't paying attention and my camera went off on me. It only goes so long and then goes off because it is a photo camera, it's not a video camera. And I don't notice it. And I make most of my little cluster before I noticed the camera had gone off. But I turned it on so you can see the tip end of it. You just can't see the bulk of it. I glanced back over at my odds and ends in the tray and I noticed the film strip and I thought, oh man, I was planning on putting that on here. And so I had it planned to put tucked down into the flowers on the right, but since I forgot, it's going up a little bit higher and I cut it kind of sort of in half. I think 2/3, 1/3 more like it almost. And so then I went ahead and put some over on the right. At first, I thought I was going to make a monochromatic layout and just use the tidal wave with this paper, but it's kind of hard to resist putting extra colors. So I ended up using the pink and a little bit of the yellow in here too. Now, I probably would have had my title just to word it a little bit different, but I wanted to use the pre-made words that were in here. And so I ended up using 2 of them. But that's how my title ended up being Best Not So Cool Time because, the cigarettes, the fake cigarettes, there really is no cigarettes in the photo at all. But yeah, I would have tried to do it a little bit differently. And there's that cluster down there that was almost done before I noticed the camera went off. And I thought, man, I've already, and it happened to me more than once in this one video. I get so busy scrapping, I forget all about it, that it's even on up there. I wanted to add some sequins, and I had these that I got off an Etsy store once, and they're for, well, it said for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm not using the 3 or 4 leaf clover, whatever it is in there. And there's some little spearmint looking candies that I didn't use either. But I think other than the bright green, I used everything else. But that's it. That's my layout. And of course, I had fun doing it. And I had fun using that big star cut file too. So thanks to Debbie, I had that to put on there. But let's see, where are we at on this? Oh, we are showing the photos. Um, but if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all for watching my video today. I appreciate that too. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And don't that cut file look good there? Yeah. And I did ink the title because y'all know I don't like a lot of white, especially, unless it's on top of white. I don't mind it on top of white. But otherwise, I'd rather have some color there. But have a happy scrappy week. Bye.